Thank you for the introduction. Very nice. And the memories. I'll never forget that pizza. Well, nice to meet you all. Matthew Bourgeois. And like David said, I worked at B&H here for years. I worked at Nick Software, so you guys might know the Nick Software Suite, or Snapseed, which is their mobile app they came out with. I also worked at the Main Media Workshops for many years. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but that gave me an opportunity to learn a lot about lights and camera and all kinds of image making and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm here to talk about the Lume Cube. Oh, I'm dropping things already. The Lume Cube. Everybody familiar with the Lume Cube? No? Not really? You guys familiar with lights?
Yeah.
You use a lot of lights?
No, not really.
Not really. All right, well, my Lume Cube, I'm going to actually unbox one for you right here. This is the Lume Cube, and this is what you're going to get. A little box here, comes with the instructions right away. And inside here, open this up. I like to do a little unboxing. The Lume Cube, there it is. It's like, yeah, it's very tiny, but extremely powerful. And that's really what we've done. That's where the revolution is the size. To get this much light in here was kind of tough to engineer because it gets, heat isn't always an issue. So, but we've worked that out. It's some really good stuff. And then on the bottom here, bottom part, see on the bottom we get the little USB charger. So, beautiful thing about this, always just plug it right in. USB, you can charge it off your computer, you can charge it off a wall, charge it in your car. So it's a really great on-the-go kind of tool. The other great thing about this light is that it belongs in everyone's toolkit. Whether you're an amateur or you're professional, there's uses for it. I do a lot of mobile photography these days. I just love the idea of the best camera is the one in your hand, and that's my iPhone 9, 10 of the time. So I'm popping these things in my pocket, taking them out, and now my iPhone photography has gone through the roof. I'm able to, shoot both. Sorry, a little tongue twisted. Be able to shoot a lot more with, having the light. Anyways, let me give you I want to show you a quick little video just so you get to meet the founder and the CEO of the company. You notice right away the Extreme Sports. These guys are a Southern California-based company, and they're a bunch of surfers, so immediately the GoPro community really jumped on. And actually, I'll show you while we're here, we actually have an accessory now, which is the Lume Cube Gopro Mount. So this is going to accept a GoPro camera, 2 Lume Cubes, and then any sort of handle or mounting unit that you have, whether it's a suction cup or a handheld. So that's we have that all skewed up at B&H as well. Any GoPro shooters out here? No, not really GoPro shooters? All right, well, I don't have to spend too much time on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. And also, you notice a lot of the surfers and the pro skaters, we've sort of followed the GoPro model of having a lot of pro kind of athletes on our roster just to help promote it to the younger kids and the GoPro stuff. But anyway, so you guys aren't GoPro shooters, so I won't spend too much time on GoPro shooting. What I will talk about is, well, actually, let me go back to my list here. Let me go over the specs really quick for you so you know what exactly we're dealing with. So, the GoPro, it is 1.5 inches in size. It's completely waterproof up to 100 feet. On the back, you'll see there's a little screw mount on the back here. Once you take this out, that's where you plug in the charging unit. You have to make sure that that is screwed back on because obviously if it's not waterproof at that point. So that's just to let you know about that. It's dimmable between 0 and 1500 lumens. So once you turn this thing on, you can see I've got 10 cycles here. And look at the throw on that. And why we have that thrown there, because built inside of the lens is a small little Fresnel lens. If you can pass it around, you can see there's a little tiny lens in there that allows to magnify and project that light a lot further than any other LED light on the market. And it is LED, in case you hadn't heard that yet. The color temperature is rated to 6,000 Kelvin, so it's on the cooler side and the daylight side of, you guys know about color temperature and such. So it's balanced to that. Something I recommend doing if you end up getting yourself one, you guys all familiar with Rosco? Rosco is a gel company, and Rosco makes professional gels for film and video or photography. But on the B&H website, for under $3, you can buy yourself one of these little gel packs, and it's got every single color, and every single diffuser that Rosco makes, and it's the exact size of the little GoPro. So until we come out with our accessories, buy yourself one of these. You have color temperature. It's up to you, the color temperature. We get about an hour and a half fully charged. You'll be able to use it. Like I said, you can just plug it right back in, charge it. What else? It's got a standard quarter 20 on the bottom. You guys are all familiar with that, a quarter 20 mount. So you could mount this thing to the top of a tripod, top of top of your camera. We also make a little hot shoe accessory, so you can see mount it right up on the top of your camera if you're doing any video, anything like that, or still. What else did we talk about? Quarter 20. We have the Gopro Mount, and it comes in three colors: black, gunmetal, and silver. These are the silver versions. Oh, Bluetooth enabled, and that's another really we're the only one on the market that is Bluetooth enabled. And what that means is once you set this up to your iPhone or Android, you'll be able to set it up in a scene, take out your iPhone, and adjust it all right there from your phone. And let me quickly show you. This is a short little video, and I'm going to show you this just to give you guys the heads up on like how to set it up to your. Get out of there. Sorry about that. There we go. It's very simple to set up. I'm going to show you this. It takes just a quick minute or so, but it's very informative.
In this tutorial video, we're going to learn how to connect your Lume Cube application to your Lume Cube via Bluetooth. We're also going to learn how to register your Lume Cube within the app and just learn some basic functions of the app as well. So what you're going to want to do is grab your smartphone and click on the Lume Cube app. Notice that in the top left-hand corner, there is a blinking lightning bolt. That indicates that you do not have Bluetooth on. In a minute, there will be a window that pops up that lets you know that you are not connected to Bluetooth. So press OK and go to Bluetooth settings, turn on Bluetooth, go back to the app, and notice that the lightning bolt is still blinking. Well, that's because it can't find the Lume Cube, which another window will pop up to let you know in a second. Cannot find Lume Cube. So press OK and grab your Lume Cube. What we have to do is we have to turn the Bluetooth signal on in the Lume Cube. So all you have to do is click either button to trigger it, and voila, we are now able to register the Lume Cube. So what you're going to want to do is have your serial number ready, provide a valid email address,
He's fast.
and provide your name as well. Now note that with each Lume Cube that you have, there is a one-time registration process that you have to go through with each cube that you have. So press OK. Congratulations, you have successfully registered your Lume Cube. Press OK, and notice that on the top left-hand corner, the lightning bolt has gone solid. So within this lightning bolt, you can click on it, and notice that there is a quick menu guide where you can adjust your brightness, and you can turn red eye on or off for photos, and it lets you know the battery level of the Lume Cube as well. So once you click the lightning bolt again, the flash goes off, and you're ready to take pictures. Each picture you take is stored in the library, where you can share your videos or save it to your phone's camera library as well. If you feel like shooting video, choose the video function, and that will immediately turn on your Lume Cube. Now it doesn't automatically start recording, so make sure to press record and start enjoying the video application.
One thing I just want to preface the whole thing, we are coming with all these great accessories. You can be creative. You might already have some soft boxes at home. So the light itself coming out is very powerful. So as you guys know, with lighting, you want to be able to shape it and mold it and soften it or direct it. And so right out of the box, it's a very straightforward, powerful light. So we'll do a quick little demo, but just want to keep in mind that the light itself is pretty sharp right out the back. And that's why I'm going to play with these gels here too. So does anybody want to volunteer, come up and model or anything like that? No model? All right, here. All right, yeah. Grab a seat there. And I wish I had brought more mounts with me. So you can see, I'm going to turn, let me get them all on here, get my phone going. I lost my guy. As you can see, this is what I was showing you before. It is 6,000 lumens. I'm going to stand over here for a second. And you can see with every gel, that's the natural light. That's the light that's coming out there. Of course, I white balance my DSLR to this light. But if you wanted to get creative, very easily change your color temperature with one of these little, this is the best $3 spent right here. And of course, you could rip these right out, and I would tape them or rubber band them on just for the time being. But you can see how nice and quick that light is there. And look at the throw itself is the beautiful thing. Like you can see, that's quite a throw on that light. Are you guys all familiar with three-point lighting, or you guys know a little bit about three-point lighting? You're familiar with the three-point lighting? A bit. All right, of course, three-point lighting, you got this is, I don't know how much you guys know. You guys probably have a pretty split audience, so I don't want to go too deep. Tell me if I'm sound kind of basic. But three-point lighting, we got our key light, which would be our brightest light. This would be our, like maybe the sun, but it's going to be this. We have a fill light, which would fill his shadow side. So I would bring that to a lower one. I wish I had mounts to actually set these up. But like I said, the quarter 20, I could be mounting these on little things here. So I put my fill light on the opposite side here, and then a backlight, which will create a separation from the background. So I would have my key, my fill, and my rim light or my backlight. You guys, pretty basic stuff. Another beautiful thing about these, in the past with filmmakers or videographers, they'd have to, if you wanted to light a kicker light in the back, you guys know what a kicker light is? Mm-hmm. Kicker's like there's a bouquet of flowers in the background, and you're taking a picture of your subject, but you want that bouquet of flowers to light up. That's what these come in handy for. So you stick one of these in front of it, behind it, where however you want it to look, and got a beautiful little kicker light. In the past, you'd have to have wires running out, or this and that. Like in videography, we used to use mini Kino flows, and they're great lights, but you'd have to have wires coming out, and shooting around it would be part of the process. Now, you could have these things in your hand. You can get really, really creative with these because they're so small. They're so small you can even have your talent holding it themselves. I've been finding myself doing that with mobile photography, where I have my subject holding the light themselves. I take the picture. It's so small, so easy, so it's not going to get hot on you. So you can get super, super creative with this process. Let me pop off a few shots real quick, and we'll see what it looks like. Do you mind lighting yourself? Because I don't have mounts.
No.
All right. So we'll turn them all on here.
Okay.
So let me just give a quick tutorial as well. We got 2 buttons on the very top. Button number 1, it turns the light right on. So if you're not using, you don't have to use the phone app, just to remind you. You can use it all manually right here from the top of the unit. The second one turns it off. It also, both buttons, as you saw in the video, will enable the Bluetooth. So if you just press this first button here, and you see that one little flash, the phone's ready to talk to it. I'm going to go manual here with this one. If you don't mind turning yours on. And I'm going to put a fill light over here, a backlight over here. Once again, I wish I had stands, but I'm a guerrilla filmmaker, so I like to use whatever's kind of there.
So each time you touch this, you intensify the light.
Correct. Every time you touch the first button, that's a great question, great observation. Every time you touch the first button, you're going to go through the 10 cycles that I had mentioned to you before, starting at 0 to 15. I don't want to blind anybody, but you can see as I go through. What's that? 10 steps. Yeah, 10 steps variable. Correct. So let's I'm going to use that one. If you want to put that at a lower light, I'm going to make this one my key light.
Want it here?
Yeah. And let's do one with and without, just for fun. All right, now if you could take it off. All right. Now, let's pop that in there. As I mentioned before, we're dealing with some real straightforward light right here. Personally, I would modify the light. I would personally have diffused it a little bit. It comes across as a little sharp, but you can see there's without the light, and there's with. Completely different, from an amateur photo to a nicely lit photo with, just holding it in your hand and one little backlight there. Yeah, you can buy on the B&H website. You can buy 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. I think they've kitted a few units up together. I personally think 3 is, that's kind of the magic number when it comes to lighting. It's the basic. You can have a lot more, obviously. If you guys are Instagrammers or Facebook, Make sure you follow their Instagram and Facebook. The Instagram is filled. Every week, Lume Cubes picks a winner. All you have to do is put a hashtag lit by Lume Cube, and they choose a winner every week, and they give out free lights. So if you're looking to win a contest, very easy. Get on Instagram, post some images using a Lume Cube, and they're going to hook you up with some more. You'll see on the front, you've got the little tiny sensor right there. And if I put it onto Optical Slave, let me see. I'm going to go back to my app here. Turn on the, let's see which one this is. All right, so you see we also have Strobe. So you can do some really creative Strobe stuff. And that is all controllable right inside here. So if you look inside, we have the duration of, you can go all the way to 1/5000th of a second. So it's a pretty fast light. But I'm going to go to Optical Trigger. Let me turn this off. So you can see, this is, I'm just going to, when I take my finger off the sensor, you guys see that?
Right.
So that's the Optical Trigger. It's seeing the new fresh light. So if you were here and I did a flash, it would know the difference between having the light on or off. So good, yeah, great question. That's our Optical Slave right there. As I mentioned before, you got the charger on the back. We did a really good job of getting these in the hands of reviewers. And so go online. You're going to see all kinds of great third-party reviews of our products. They'll let you know what they think, what they've run into, all the great stuff, how they're using it. And yeah, like I said before, it's always great to follow other photographers, get inspired. Gabriel Biederman, like that guy. There's a lot. Lume Cube is really good about showcasing photographers they think use our light really well. So when you're seeing with a flash, you go into your app and you go into that Op Trigger, right? It says Opto Trigger. And once you flip that Opto Trigger on, it's ready to go.
I mean, it's syncing with the DSLR.
It's syncing with the light. It's not communicating with the phone itself.
It has to be slave to.
Correct. It needs to be a slave to, yeah. So otherwise, if I was shooting on the top of the camera, I would just have it on continuous, just shooting continuous light. Right inside the app here, you would choose your brightness. So if you just wanted it to be a small little fill light, I would bring it down. And it could,
Eighth, a quarter, a half.
Yep.
Relationship to.
It gives you, yeah, ratio. So this would be 130 seconds of
Yes.
1500 lumens. Yes. So yeah, it tells you exactly, 1/4 of 1500 lumens. So it's very smart application, and this is only an early generation too, so I can only imagine this app's going to get better. And as you guys made a great point earlier of locking them together, so you could do a sliding ratio, because yeah, lighting ratios are very important. Here was one of the winners last week, and I think this is a great shot here. You did the food photography. Here's an image here was lit by the Lume Cube. Very simple, but very powerful. Like a coffee maker. It's amazing what you could do with these lights. And here's a great example of you mentioned the underwater rig, and because they are waterproof, you wouldn't have them inside the house. You have them mounted to the outside of the housing. So having these be waterproof, and with food photography, if you've got a glass of juice and you want that thing to glow, you could drop this thing right in there. You could literally get creative with lighting the food itself, the liquids, and yeah, you can have the light, coming out of almost anywhere. Yeah, the possibilities are endless with this. I was always, usually you want your light to be motivated, but sometimes you could just, wow your audience. Here's another, let me see here. This is that guy I was telling you about, Jamie O'Brien. He's a pro surfer, and what they're doing, he's taking the light in his hand. He's going to go, not in this shot, but in shots they've been working on, surfing huge 20-foot waves and lighting himself inside the barrel. So that's what I was talking about before. Don't be afraid to have your subject be your gaffer. Have your subject light themselves inside the scene. And that's something you hadn't been able to do before without having something like this, something so small. And with video, too. All right, let me see, get a couple more quick examples, just to get our creative juices flowing here. And someone mentioned some studio work. This is lit by Lume Cube right here. So you can see the light quality itself is as nice as any higher end light for a lot lower price point. You can get yourself a 3-light, when else can you get a 3-light kit for under $300? You're rocking and rolling. Here's another great example I was showing you, having the light right inside the image itself. he's doing some astral night photography, and the subject is both lit by a Lume Cube and holding a Lume Cube. I just want to show you guys. You guys may or may not already have seen this, but there was somebody doing light writing way before. I don't know if you guys recognize this gentleman here.
Oh, yeah.
Pablo Picasso. So Picasso was doing light writing way before we were thinking about it. And this is on film here. I mean, if he had a Lume Cube, we might have some really interesting new things coming out. For all you Star Wars fans, these were created with Lume Cubes. You could take these and put it inside a hollow tube, of like an iridescent tube, and it would illuminate that tube. So you could create light, create new objects with this thing. The creativity is up to you. But as I mentioned, I'm a big fan of the safety issue. Like you don't have to worry as much about people getting themselves burned. Here's just an example of a professional's little light kit. He's got his he's got his GoPro, he's got his DSLR, and of course there's that Gorilla Pod I was telling you about. That is a great tool, and they make several sizes, and B&H has the full array of those. These things are strong as heck. There's no movable parts. Earlier, one of the guys asked, "Is there a fan?" There's no fan inside, so I got no problem dropping these things. They're made to be extreme. They're going with the GoPro. They're made for that. Okay. Super solid construction, and the other great thing is like when you put this thing in your hand, you've all felt it. You could just tell that it's a solid construction. It's not a little plastic toy. This is a serious, lighting tool. This guy, I highly recommend if you're into light drawing. Darius Twin, and Darian Pearson is his name. But check out some of this guy's work. Unbelievable. Look at the stuff he does. Like, look at the draw. Like that's like the Picasso stuff I showed you, but taking it to the next level. So like this guy's very cool, and just takes that light drawing to that next level. I highly recommend. I highly recommend following him for some ideas. Sometimes 9 times out of 10 I could figure out how someone makes an image, but this guy has done some drawings that you're baffled. You're baffled by how quality is. Like this. Like look at that. Like in the scene, night photography. He's drawn all of them. He must have done that one. I feel like he did all 3 of those at once or something. It's great. Unbelievable stuff. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, of course, and Instagram, and YouTube. You're going to get a lot of tutorials on there as well. Our YouTube channel, constantly updating that. I do appreciate you guys all coming out and checking out the Lume Cube and doing this and helping me out. I've said all there is to be said about specs. I mean, like, you guys know everything there is to know about these lights. Just keep watching our social media to see our new accessories coming out. Keep following us. I think that's where you're gonna get the most information, just directly from the horse's mouth, as they say. Just seeing what we're doing, and constantly trying to come up with new ideas and new products for you guys. Thank you.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.